Hello folks, welcome back to the channel, All Wonky Vids, Ant here with you. And today, it marks 1 month since I started this journey where I took the camprolla across America to see this beautiful country. Now, I would like to share with you some clips of this journey so far, and also talk about the different trials and tribulations that I've experienced so far. Now, let's go ahead and start where this journey began. Jacksonville Beach, Florida. Right there's the Atlantic Ocean. But what we're going to do is we're going to keep going around this roundabout. Now we are headed west. And we're just going to keep on going. When I got to Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, kind of just rushed through those states. I did one rest stop in Mississippi, slept for a few hours, and then just got right back on the road. Wanted to keep going west. So let's take a drive. Alright, here we go. Crossing the Mississippi. This is my first time crossing the Mississippi by car. And then you get to Texas. I stayed at about 3 different rest stops, and it took basically all of 2 days to get through it. I mean, going from Florida and coming through I-10, you're basically crossing the longest part of the state. So let's take a look at some clips of that. Rest area here in Texas, right next to a Waldorf Road or something. Cars to the left. The Chambers County Safety Rest Area. Now in downtown Houston. Water's getting colder, and the waves begin to freeze. All right, then I found this interesting rest stop in New Mexico. Take a look. And the first stop I decided to make here in New Mexico is at a rest stop in a little city called Anthony. So, of course I had to stop at this little rest stop that bears the same name as yours truly. And as some of you may know, Arizona just stopped me in my tracks. I'll be sure to put a link at the end so you can see it if you haven't yet. And what I did there, I checked out Tombstone, stayed in Tucson for a bit, stayed on some BLM land, that was interesting, and also just adventured and found a lot of abandoned spots, which I absolutely love. And also, here is a clip of the beautiful, albeit kind of terrifying drive to Salt Canyon. After that, I went up to Lake Havasu and stayed in some BLM land there. And if you haven't watched that, I do have a video of the London Bridge I walked across. After that, it was time to head to California and visit my friend there. Now, I decided to drive up through Nevada to get to California because I was going midway to the San Francisco Bay Area, because gas in California is over $5 a gallon, and if you just drive up 50 miles to the east, it's only 3 something a gallon. And that's an all wonky pro tip for you. You're welcome. So going that way up through Nevada, I did get a chance to see the Hoover Dam and an alien store. Take a look. All right, and here is Alien Zoltar, if you want your future read by someone from not this planet. We finally made it to Cali, and we went and saw the Golden Gate Bridge. And then my friend Anna took me around her beautiful home area of Petaluma and mid-California right there. And I'll definitely have some videos coming up for that. Then after that, I took US Highway 50 from Sacramento up to South Lake Tahoe through some beautiful passes. And then I stayed in Reno for a few nights. Let me at least show you the sunrise there at Reno. Then for the final leg of the journey, I took US Highway 50 from Carson City all the way through Nevada to the Utah state line border. If you stick around till the end, I'll show a little teaser clip of what's coming your way for that. But US Highway 50 is known as the loneliest highway in America. And if you didn't know that, you know that now. Here I am in Salt Lake City, Utah. I am actually at Liberty Park, which is a park I've had many memories from growing up. And I'll tell you, the Utah Valley has changed quite a bit, but Utah is still very beautiful. So, if you stuck with me through this whole thing so far, why don't we take a little walk around this park and I'll just kind of talk about some of my experience in these last 31 days of living in my car, living in a small Corolla, but I changed it to a camprolla. Come on, let's take a walk. Knock, knock. You folks still here with me? Okay, good. So, thoughts on car life, road life. Well, a lot of it is just long drives. There are some points where I was probably driving maybe 300 or 400 miles a day in some spots. But that's how you see things. You gotta drive around to get around and see stuff. And speaking of all that driving, the gas. It was pretty much maybe in between 3 and 350 all the way from like Florida through Texas and into Arizona and even into Nevada. But I tell you, once you get close to California, it starts shooting up. There's this place in Baker, California that was, I guess they call it the gateway to Death Valley, where it was $5.10 a gallon. I think I just put $10 in just to say I paid too much for gas. And then as far as rest stops versus truck stops, I personally prefer rest stops because they're just quieter, they're a little more relaxed, and really you're just kind of resting until you gotta get up and drive a few hundred miles to the next destination the next day. So yes, I personally prefer rest stops over the truck stops. Although when you get a little north like this, when it's been getting cold, truck stops are a little more helpful because at least their bathrooms are heated, and that helps at a 1 a.m. pooper. And let's see what else. Speaking of sleeping, yeah, the Corolla, the camprolla, has done just fine. I mean, I've slept in her for probably about 22 nights so far since this has started. And for the most part, it's worked out just fine. Just got to find a nice little place to rest and sleep, and you'll do all right. And food, well, I make most of my own food, or it's just like anything else. Well, you might just get like some gas station food or something like that. I mean, you got to do what you need to do. Now, one thing on this journey, you really are driving a lot and trying to walk around and take video of these places, so I haven't really had all the time in the world to edit and bring as many videos that I'd love to bring them to you as they're happening, but I should get some time in the next little bit to do some more editing and get those out to you. So let me close this out by giving some thank yous and shout outs to some of my friends. Want to give a shout out to Justin out in Tucson. Thank you so much, buddy, for hosting me and giving me a warm place to sleep and warm shower. Definitely nice. And then also Anna up in California. Big thank you, big help for showing me around and just being one of the most gracious of hosts there in your beautiful area of Petaluma, California, and driving me all around so I could take some cool videos, which I will get done for you guys, I promise. Just things take time. And then also to my friend Matt here in Salt Lake City, helping me out with a place to sleep and hot showers, always appreciated, and good meals. And then a special shout out to Fred and Courtney back in Florida. Thank you for letting me store my stuff at your place. That's pretty cool. I don't have to spend extra money on a storage unit because y'all helping me out. And last but not least, everyone else. Thank you for these views. Thank you for keeping up with my journey. You know, share this if you think you got any friends that'll be interested. I've put about 5,700 miles on the camprolla so far. And you know, we are absolutely gonna just see where we keep going, because where I go, we go. And it really helps not feeling alone all the time, because I got all of you guys commenting and liking and following my journey. So it makes me feel like we're all in this together, which we really are. And that's one thing I learned on this road trip. America's huge. This world is huge. There are so many of us, and we're all in this together. So even though I'm just one cat driving around in an average car, I'm still meeting some above average people and having above average adventures. So anyways, I'm going to close it here. Again, thank you for all the likes and the views, and let's go ahead and see where this journey takes us next. Have a good one, folks. How many stories go behind all these shoes that are on this tree? It's the loneliest highway in America anyway.